This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit TemptationsTreats.com to learn more.
Meta AI is the personal AI to help you with whatever you need. Plus, it meets you where you are. Not only is Meta AI now an app, but it's also on the apps you already know and love: Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. Plus the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. It's easy to access wherever you are. So whether you're talking or texting, Meta AI is convenient to use throughout your day. Experience our newest AI that's tailored to you by downloading the Meta AI app. Try the Meta AI app today on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Imagine this. The best pasta sauce you have ever tasted sits abandoned on a plate. Wasted sauce. That is a tragedy. If only you had used Barilla al Bronzo pasta. Its bronze-cut texture holds your sauce and scoops up every last drop. The Italians call that scarpetta. Capture sauce the Italian way. Barilla al Bronzo. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
Hey everyone, welcome to this edition of Spin Shuffle Skip on the There Can Only Be One podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. I am going to lay my cards out on the table for everyone to see right off the bat. And I don't use this phrase lightly. The album we are about to talk about, in my opinion, is one of those rare beasts. The CD is a unicorn. This album, in my opinion, maybe only my opinion, but my opinion, is a perfect album from front to back. And I say that knowing the rules of the game of this show, and it's going to agonize the hell out of me. We're talking about Let's Build Something to Break, the album by the After Midnight Project. And here to join me for this little project, my lovely wife, Carrie. Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm good, but the time is not past midnight.
It's not past midnight, unless, dear listeners, you are listening to this past midnight. And then, but really, technically speaking, isn't every time past midnight at some point?
Well, I suppose. I mean, a broken clock is right twice a day.
That's usually how I describe most of my statements. Okay, so getting into this album, because I knew I threw this disc at you. Not literally, not physically, metaphorically.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate that. The CD toss that like a frisbee.
Well,
but
if you can duck a disc, you can host a podcast, okay? I know I listened to this album a lot. Did you ever really do a deep dive into the disc before prepping for this show?
Aside from you listening to it a lot?
Yeah, I may have subjected you to this multiple times.
Most likely in the car.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because of that when you requested that we listen to this for the show, I flipped through and I'm like, I know this song. I know this song. I really like this song. And I'm going to hate to agree and admit that you just maybe right.
Maybe right.
You just may be right. This album is fantastic. The entire freaking disc is a spin for me.
Yeah. So when we get to our skip picks, it's probably going to be one of those, well, we had to pick something. So it might just be the last song we choose to listen to, and it has nothing to do with a quality or anything. And the funny thing is, I needed to cover this because this is a fantastic album. And every now and then there's an album in your collection where you're like, I need to talk about it. I need to tell the world about this, because if they don't know about this album, they need to find it. And the thing is, this is the only full-length disc from the After Midnight Project. They do have other EPs, but they don't have enough for There Can Only Be One episode. So this is the time. because we can't put it on the one and done at the end of the year for There Can Only Be One, because there is an EP.
Are they still touring? Are they still together?
Not. No, they broke up. I think it was in about 2012 and didn't get back together.
Sadness.
I know. But you are still hearing some of the songwriting from at least one member of this band. So let's get into this disc right away, because by now, dear listeners, you guys know all about the rules of the show. Let's Build Something to Break, the After Midnight Project. The band at this point was Jason Evigan, Spencer Bastian, Danny Morris, TJ Armstrong, and Christian Meadows. Now, Jason Evigan, after the After Midnight Project dissipated, is still writing songs for other artists. He's still making fantastic music. He has written and produced songs for Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, Maroon 5, Zendaya, Madonna, Britney Spears, and a past episode of There Can Only Be One, Papa Roach.
Ooh, wait, I'm sorry, Zendaya?
Yeah.
Album?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Did not know.
I'm going to have to cover.
She's also the face of Louis Vuitton.
Yes, but she's also MJ on Spider-Man. So that's all we need to know.
What can't she do? Zendaya can do everything.
But yeah, no. So he actually co-wrote the songs Top of the World for Papa Roach and Born for Greatness.
Ooh, love that song.
Right. But we're not talking about the Papa Roach songs. We're talking about this album, released August 11th, 2009. There were 2 singles off of this one. Take Me Home hit number 26 on the U.S. alternative charts. And flashing back to another past episode we did on There Can Only Be One, the song Fighting My Way Back, which was the other single released off this disc, was also co-written by Zach Malloy of the Nixons. So yeah, there's another singer-songwriter who has plied his trade writing songs for other artists, including like the likes of Carrie Underwood. So yeah, there's a lot of songwriting talent just on this disc alone. So I'm going to hand this over to you to kick us off. Your spin pick for Let's Build Something to Break from the After Midnight Project.
Well, that's hardly fair. I almost feel like I should follow you because you are much closer to this album. But like I said, I recognize and I really, really like so many of these songs. Like the entire album is a spin.
Okay.
And I'd be quite happy with that. Can you start?
I will absolutely start, because right now I can feel you're agonizing through this.
I am, because I'm literally like, ooh, that's a great song. Ooh, that's a really great song. Would I put that as my spin? Would I put it as my shuffle? I don't know. It's 50-50. So I think I need your guidance.
Okay, because I give this album another spin, as I do on most days. And I had to narrow it down to, what is going to be the spin song. And admittedly, if you were to ask me like tomorrow what my spin song would be, it might change depending on my mood. But as I was prepping for this show, I ended up going with Scream for You. Actually, none of my picks are the single. So this is going to be really interesting. This song literally sold it to me on one line alone, because I love a good bridge, but I also love a pre-chorus. And this song has that one line pre-chorus of just a book without an ending. And it's just like everything stops. And it's like, then you sing along and then you chime in with the chorus. But there's also a great, almost like a ferocity shift going from the verse to the chorus. It's a great guitar. Like, I wish I had seen these guys live when they were around, because this whole album would be a banger live. But Scream for You, I could imagine, would just be insane catching that song live.
And you know what? They are very much a live band.
Mm-hmm.
Like, listening to the songs, I'm like, oh, this song would be fantastic live. Like, come on. Yeah, all of it, really. I mean, Hollywood would be fantastic live.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. Scream for You is definitely up there. Take Me Home would be an obvious choice. I really, really liked Fighting My Way Back. And Come On is just catchy. Like, I found myself singing it after it was done. And I'm like, okay, so that one's that's the earworm that I'm leaning towards. I don't know, man. Like, I could literally like name all the songs on this album.
Yeah. See, the shuffle pick is always going to be easy because it's like, all right, I agonize for the first one. I agonize for the last one. Close your eyes and point to the track listing to see what's going to be your shuffle because they could all fit into the shuffle kind of category.
Exactly. I mean, like I said, I've named my, narrowed down list. I agree with you on Scream for You, but I'm going to go with Take Me Home.
Okay, that is a good song. It is a really good song.
It was literally 50-50 for me. I was like, okay, Scream for You is such a great song. I want to see it live, but Take Me Home has kind of just that build up. And it's just like at the chorus once you get there. If you haven't listened to this band, please give it a listen and then listen to it again and again because it is just so good.
You know what's funny? As I listen to Take Me Home, and there's going to get to a point where I'm going to literally draw a line from Jason Evigan and his songwriting ability and how it easily meshes with a band like Papa Roach. But as I'm listening to Take Me Home, it's not Papa Roach that I'm hearing as I listen to it. I'm hearing more of the Sick Puppies. Because that's another really, really good band. And I'm hearing a lot of that influence there for this song. But yeah, you really can't go wrong. There's a reason why I hit number 26 on the charts. All right, back over to you. This one's probably a little bit easier because, the weight is off. What's your shuffle pick?
I'm ready for this one. I think without a doubt it will be Hollywood. And I really liked the song. It was boppy. It was catchy. It actually reminded me of Rubber.
I can hear that.
It had that fun bop. And it's just a fun bop.
By the way,
Hollywood.
If you've never heard of the band Rubber, it's actually Harum Scarum. For 2 albums, they decided to change their name in North America to Rubber, yet they were still called Harum Scarum for those albums in Japan. But go on.
Yeah, I think I've said all I need to. It was a fun bop and definitely my pick.
You know what's funny? So Take Me Home and Fighting My Way Back are the 2 singles off of this disc. Yet, if you go to Spotify for this disc, Hollywood actually has the most streams off of this disc by far. It is more than double the number of plays than Take Me Home. I find that fascinating.
For very good reason.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the whole album should
it's
be
a
listened
solid
to more,
song, yeah.
Right? And that's kind of my hope with this episode, right? For the faithful listenership that we have, and thank you all, dear listeners, because you guys are awesome. If you haven't heard this album, find it and stream it and discover it. And that's kind of my hope, right? Because sometimes I'll be like super into an album and I'll be like, why am I the only person who knows about this album? Well, it's because I haven't talked about it on a podcast and told everyone to go listen to it. So if you get a chance to take a listen to this disc, you will not be disappointed, especially with my shuffle pick, which is the first track on the disc, Backlit Medley. Because, this is how I can see Jason Evigan writing, or at least co-writing, with Papa Roach. This song feels like it'd be a Papa Roach song. I could easily hear it, right? And especially in that double chorus at the end, like, oh my God, you know how there's those, try not to laugh challenges? Try not to sing along to this song. You can't. You would have an easier time just having one Ruffles chip than you would not singing along with this song. And plus, it's the opening track. It's going to be a banger. And it's an absolute banger. And I'm surprised some of these songs weren't released as singles. But then again, I'm also surprised that they weren't bigger than they were. But, I digress. But now we get to our skip picks. And I am reaffirming here that I'm picking a skip song because I have to pick a skip song. This is in no way any indication that I dislike this song. I love every single song on this album. The spin is a little difficult narrowing it down, but not too hard. The shuffle, blindfold and point. The skip, I'm like, I don't really. I could listen to every single song over and over and over again and never get tired of it. So when I say I'm skipping on Come On, Come On.
I can't be friends with you anymore.
Well, it's been a lovely show, people.
And I'm out.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. I still love this song, but I got to pick one.
I am shocked.
I feel bad that they didn't write some little, 15-second intro for the song so I could pick, or the album that I could pick that and get away with it. But no. So I ended up going with Come On, Come On out of the sheer necessity that I had to pick a song.
But that one's so catchy. That's the song of the album that I go back to and because it's an earworm, I keep singing it.
See, and I'm the opposite on this one, right? I think this is the one where of every single chorus on this disc, this is the one I find myself not singing along to that much. And that is that is the only way I could sit there and say, well, I have to pick something. Because musically, I love the progression during the chorus. But the lyrics they're okay.
We listen to music very differently, though.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I don't know. I found this one like lyrically to be super catchy.
But then again, more often than not, I'm listening for phrasings in the songwriting. I'm listening for chord progressions. I'm listening for song structure, like a good solid bridge. I'm listening for breakdowns. I'm listening for pre-choruses. And you're listening for feelings and for lyrical moments of literary greatness.
Well, it's interesting because I actually used the musicality as my selection for my pass. And I'm passing on The Criminal because I found that musically it was the most disjointed of all of the songs. It was a bit frantic.
I found that one the most proggy, which is why there was no way I was going to pass on that one.
Yeah, and lyrically, it definitely, it's a song about war and a tale of someone who goes off to war. And I don't want to listen to something that's going to bring me down and make me sad. So that's my pass, but only because I had to pick something.
See, I love the chunk in that song, that bump, 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 ba-dum, dum, ba-dum, da-ga-da-ga. It's like, yeah, I can get really behind that.
But it's disjointed. It started out almost like a
completely
completely different
Dream
beat.
Theater. This is in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
This is like if Breaking Benjamin and Dream Theater had a love child. The Fighter would be the end result.
Yeah, I just found that it was all over the place. It was like it started out one way and then it went another direction and then it got really heavy and I'm like, whoa, where'd we go?
Yeah, but I also love Evigan's falsetto on this as well, which is why there was no way I was going to actually pick it as my skip. Shuffle, maybe, but Backman Ledley I found, was a stronger song for my shuffle pick. But yeah, no, I went with Come On, Come On because I had to choose something, and I'm sorry that you're disowning me as I continue to talk. Spin Shuffle Skip now looking for a new guest host.
Please apply.
All right. Well, before we go, remind our listeners what your spin, shuffle, and skip picks are.
My spin is Take Me Home. My shuffle is Hollywood. And my skip is The Criminal.
And for my picks from this disc, let's build something to break from the After Midnight Project. My spin is Scream for You. My shuffle is Backlit Medley. And my skip, and I'm sorry for this, is Come On, Come On. But I had to pick something because them's the rules of the game. Carrie, thank you so much for this. And dear listeners, find a way to listen to this disc. You will not be disappointed. But until next time, you guys know the drill. If there's an album out there that you want us to cover on the show or an artist that you want us to cover on There Can Only Be One, hit us up on social media at OnlyOneCast or go to our website at notthatbadcast.com. And while you're there, make sure you check out all of our other shows, especially our movie show, It's Not That Bad. Until next time, she's Carrie, I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is Spin Shuffle Skip on the There Can Only Be One podcast channel and a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.